or the project in controlled environment. So these are the two levels, which one is the foundation and second is the practitioner.
Mm-hmm.
So these two levels are there, but officially the book is one, which is the Prince2 manual, and highly focused on the project and how the project is being customized, modified, and updated into the project management, how you can manage and effectively your project and align with your business needs. So, so the Prince2 is an acronym which emphasizes project in control environment. Whereas this material is being provided by the people set, and you will be having the similar access to the material and also more details, which is for the learner point of view. You will have the more examples, more details in your learner workbook. Whereas these icons you will be noticing throughout the presentations, like book reference or maybe some of the points which you would like to discuss, or maybe a further readings or in some of the details which is provided, and then learning objective, question and answers, and some review questions, which is similar kind of questions that also there into the examination. Now, as an introduction part, so may I know which industry you are in working in, Ashish?
I'm in rail and infrastructure industry.
Okay, infrastructure.
Yeah, rail and infrastructure both. Like I have worked with the rolling stock one, and I have worked with the infrastructure. So it's combination of both.
Okay, so infra means this IT infrastructure or
No,
the
no, no. It's really all related to railway infrastructure. So basically, it's like maintenance, operations, and maintenance of the whole network. Also, it involves cyber security too.
okay, this cybersecurity as well also.
Yeah, cybersecurity is also part of that. Now it's you can say cybersecurity is involved everywhere now.
Yeah, definitely, but yeah, the cybersecurity is the one of the critical domain,
Yeah,
hmm, where the security is like SOC 1, SOC 2, and various practices which required for vulnerability and assessment.
yeah.
Good. And definitely that is going to be add value into your business as well. So these are the material which you will be having the access like workbook or quick reference or syllabus and sample examinations. So these are the two, area where you will be focusing. Like one is called the learner workbook. You will be having the access, and once you able to log in into the people set, you can access easily. And second is inside the learner workbook, you will be having the sample questions, which is helping you to gain the confidence in the examination. So how is the questions are being appear in the examination? So there is
Okay.
a official book which is called the Prince2 Manual, and which is the base of this material. Now the Prince2 Foundation basically focus on various information, but before we get into the more details, so these are the details about the how the training will flow. So that it will have the always a timing which is basically aligned, and we have the toilet breaks, and in case any phone you require to pick up, you can pick up, and health and safety learner workbook or maybe any chat function or IT. In case any problem you have, so you can we can connect once again in case of any IT problems we face also.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, the course module is have the closely, 14 to 15 modules. And first overview of the Prince2, which is basically focusing on how the Prince2 is being defined. And then we have the people organizing, starting and initiating a project, business case, plan, quality, risk. So there are various modules that you will be looking over the period of time, how you will be assigning and identifying throughout the business, which is going to understand in a specific business area and how you will be aligning with, various aspects of the business also. And these are the content which is basically part of your exam, which is important for preparing your examination as well also. Like some of is this is the processes and some of them is the principles and practices also. So that these are the course module, but today we will focus on overview, people, organizing, start and initiating, and business case, and maximum we can go for the plan also. So these are the rest of the module we will be focusing tomorrow.
Sure.
Reason being the day one is little slow and logically because a lot of conceptual, theoretical details, new modules, new vocabulary will be there. So it will be overwhelming with the lot of information that will be scrambling over here and there. But once you have the little understanding, so the rest of the module will be easy and take it forward, and you will be having the much more confidence also. Whereas in the Prince2, logically, Prince2 focus on globally recognized project management method, more about people qualifications, more than trainer and consultant, and have the two levels and it have the legacy of 25 years. And it come from the best practices from the government of uh, OGC, which is called the Official Governance and Commerce from the UK government, and then later it took it taken care by the XC laws, and then later on it taken care by the People Cert, which is running right now. Now we'll have some more discussions, some short quizzes, small case studies, and some sample paper. And then it will be having this some self-learning, which is basically how you will be able to gain more confidence for your examination and understanding. So this is the part of the quick introductions. If you have any questions, please do let me know, Ashish.
Sure, Umesh. Thank you.
Now the introduction. So how you will think that this is one of the good project. If you are running a project with the project management skill set and you are going to manage a project. So what are the area or key activity that will help you to make confidence that I can manage effectively this project, and how you feel this is a good project.
Okay, first of all, I'll focus on the milestones which are mentioned in the contract. And second thing is the performance, like how the project is moving, what milestones we have is achieved, whether were they on time or were they lagging. And third is like stakeholder management, how the stakeholders has been addressed and what are their needs, are they being addressed properly or not. Fourth is the budget, obviously, like whatever the assigned budget is, how we are moving ahead with that, and are there any deviations in the budget or in the timeline. So all these things we need to take care of to say like whether it's a good project or a bad one.
Yeah. So if you look at like schedule, budget, or on-time performance, even there are various stakeholder, you need to monitor the plan versus actuals progresses, or the
Yeah.
variables, or even the business objective which you would like to achieve in the project. But there are multiple things which is always are in radar of the project manager. So project manager needs to focus on the various things like objectives, needs, stakeholders, or how we will align the business values according to the business or according to the requirement specifications and what is needed and how it is required to be monitored and tracked also. So this is the one of the key area that we always need to focus. But in despite having this many area, but still we can't say that this would be a very, very good project and I'm going to make it successful because there would be some challenges, unknown risk, unknown issues. So that may impact, but being part of the project management, we need to make sure that project is going to be a successful as per the business and objectives. That's the end goal, right?
Yeah.
Whereas overview of this module will focus on some of the concept. This is the logically syllabus that we are going to cover into the presentation and upcoming slides and focusing on those area like aspects, which is the project performance and the definitions of integrated elements, which is the 5 Ps, and which is logically the principles, people, practices, processes, and project context. Whereas we understand the project is basically being derived into the three area, which are the different approaches, and then how the project is being defined, method, challenges, and feature and benefits, excuse me. And then there are the principles, which is basically being defined. So these are the 7 guiding principles, which we are also going to see that. Now, in this topic, you will be able to gain more confidence on these topics also, like characteristics and how you will make more and more good and fantastic project and make it more and more successful. Then features and benefits, and then role of the project management or a project manager, then aspects, and then principles, and rest of the other few topics also. Whereas what make a good project is how the project is being defined. It's always a temporary because any project which we are defining is always a temporary. It always have the start and end date. Logically, any project which we are running comes with some small date and then starting and end date, which focus on the temporary organizations and created for the purpose of the delivering one or more business products and according to the business case. Now, what is the business case? Business case is something that we require to deliver according to the necessity and the requirement, according to the SOW or according to the contract. So the business case is something the mandatory requirement which is required by the project team and that we need to take care for that and is always in a temporary organization. Temporary means some resources which is together to deliver a project and then once the project is being done they will be released from the project also and then what they will do, they will focus to make it some business product like deliverables which is specific to the project also. Like in your case, either like physical infrastructure or a IT infrastructure or railway infrastructure or maybe some software, which is a cyber security. So that would be the project, which is the business output and deliverables. Now the characteristics, when we define a project, so the characteristics is project is always a cross-functional, which is always required like different department, different resources. Focus on the uncertainties, which is important, like risk, issues. Project is always defined into the temporary, and project comes with the unique because every project is a unique. And then project bring the some changes, which is new, something that we are going to create on that. Now the some of the topic that never being included into the Prince2, like specialist aspects, like how I am going to run the project in cybersecurity or how I'm going to run into the railway. So it is not about the domain because they are the specialist aspects of any project like railway domain, aerospace, or the finance, healthcare, or different domain. Whereas a detailed techniques like how to do, like for example, the SWOT analysis, strength, weakness, opportunity, and threats, or how to do the Pareto analysis, 80-20 rules. So some of the techniques, which is basically generic and very common in industry, which is also being provided by the in the organization. So we can use it according to our business requirement or preferred techniques because there are multiple technique can be used. So Prince to never say that you should use these techniques or you should be using this technique. So it's up to you how you would like to use and utilize that also. So detailed techniques. Now the five integrated elements. So these are the five component that basically defines into the project. So the five integrated elements, which is the central component, definitely you will be looking at the people part, which is important. How you will be able to gain more and more knowledge on those business. So which is the central component about the people, because why and how the people will be running and accessing the practices or the principles or the processes or the project context. As Prince2 is a people-centered method, means they will always emphasize the people is the first and anything which is required into the project, which is being run and supported by the people. They follow the process, they follow the principles, they follow the practices. And that's how the overall integrated elements are connected to each other. So they will be supporting throughout the project and aligning with the project. Now, what are the features and the benefits of the Prince2? So they will be focusing the universally, aligning with the business and the requirement, and focus on the various common language which is basically being used into the project, and from various aspects like proven, flexible, outcome focused, increasing the project maturity is and part of the integrated elements and then method also. Logically, the Prince2 will help us to understand how we can make it more and more successful into the project and how we will be aligning with the business and outcome which is required to be supported by the project. So that's one of the key major area that we need to focus on that. Whereas the benefits, definitely is a global recognitions for the certification, and which is very, very well known into the industry also, and how you will be able to start in a structured way. So definitely we can do the project, but according to the Prince2, the structured way and how you will be doing initially, like defining the business case and then project team. So how you will be starting and closing the project as well. More about the common terminologies and focus on how the structure of the project, improve the career aspects, and then focus on the organization and more clearly about the role of the project manager. So as per the Prince2, how you will be defining and aligning the business and then according to the project and how it is being aligned with the industry also. Whereas the project management, so application or the method and tools and techniques and competencies, which is logically aligning with the motivations. Why? Motivation is of resources, people, and those team members, team managers, and then stakeholders are working. So they will be focusing on the planning, yes, because initially we required what is to be done, what to be done. And then as a being a manager, the it will be delegating to the some of the team members or a team manager, or maybe sometime the third party like supplier or vendor, and then monitoring. Why so? Because monitoring is the activity where the project manager required to monitor all those activity which is required to be tracked, and where we can bring on steps. So what is to be done, what is going on, and how we can align with the business and aligning with the requirements and the necessity also. And then focusing on the controlling, which is, I mean, definitely going to be a area where we need to focus and how we will be aligning with the business and necessity also. And then it's a keep on going process, because where we require to align with the business, which is again a people, align with the team, again the people, and align with the customer and then user also. So that's the reason we need to have the motivations that the team, resource, and everyone will be highly motivated to deliver the business outcome. Now, an example of this, what you think that whether it is a project or not, whether it is a cross-functional or all of them. So the choice is important to understand when we are running a project. Can you think of that?
Yes. So yeah, so I believe yes, it's a project
Hmm.
because you need to plan the things before investing or starting something. So yes, so I understand this is a project, like you have to work with cross functional teams, and you require budgeting, and you need to select the suppliers and involve different stakeholders.
Hmm. Absolutely. So that means the project is a cross-functional. It is
Yeah.
having uncertainties.
Yeah.
Uncertainty is nothing else your risk, means some of the unknown risk, as I say, looking about a new product or market opportunities, temporary because we are going to create something new and a
Yeah.
unique new product, and bringing the changes. Yes, of course, new product brings some changes as well, right?
Yes.
Another example.
I believe it's not a project because uh, something is already going on in the company. A
Mm.
project is already running, and this is kind of a task
Yeah.
which the communication manager needs to review, like how you're approaching the internal and external communications, including the stakeholder mapping, and how the communication systems, tooling, and staffing are there. I think it's like mix of a project and not a project, like
Yeah.
you are monitoring plus like if you need to improve something, if you want to introduce some tools or stuff in the team, so it might be you can say part of a project also, like in project there is sub project kind of thing, so something unique is all uniqueness
More
is
about
also. Yeah,
activity.
sorry.
Or an activity that the somebody is going to review the communication as a
Yeah,
part of the project, or maybe the small improvements which is required for a small internal project, that
yeah,
how and who are the going to be receiving the communication,
yeah,
internal or in external, right? So that could
yeah,
be it's not a big project or any activity. You can say that okay, everything is in a project or which have the start and end date. Something is deliverables. And that is basically introducing the new process, which is the new change, right?
yeah.
Good. Now the last one is another example.
Okay, so this one, again, the same thing. It's a part of project. Okay, whatever it's going on in the company, and it's like part of a project. I would say. So yeah, they will be investigating how they can better integrate the in financial system. So yes. It will be introducing a change and cross functional because different people will be involved, different authorities will be involved in that, and I won't say it would be, yeah, it would be a temporary one because once everything is integrated and is aligned with the system, it needs to end. And uniqueness is there because something different will be going to happen in the company, and which won't be the part of the regular business, so
Right.
which will be changing the things moving forward once it gets implemented.
So that means some of those are not very clear about the temporary and then unique, because we do not know what are the something new, unique product we require to create it. But it definitely is clear about the cross-functional, because we are going to involve into the investigations, different departments, different functions. And that is where we have the much more clarity that something is going to be created.
Yeah,
So these are the two question marks, which is, I mean, right now, which is not clear. Maybe the project manager will clarify with the business stakeholders about more clarity, what is to be done and what is really required, right?
yeah.